Well, howdy people, how are ya? And it's sunny again today. That makes it at least 3 to 4 days of straight sunshine in the UK. So the world must be ending or something. So is there a difference between male and a femon? Well, being I've been on this planet Earth for some time now, who knows how much longer, I'm going to tell you what I kind of noticed. What the difference are between male and femon. I'm going to try and keep it as factual as possible, at least in my mind. Let's first of all look at the physical differences, shall we? Femon's bodies are basically 75 to 85% built for reproduction, I think. That would be probably a fair estimate. In other words, they're the baby makers. I mean, that's why they have titties and a womb. And they're good at having babies. Just not so good at looking after them, today anyway. But a male's body is built for something different. Generally, it's built bigger. Generally, it's built stronger. Has more muscle mass. I mean, these are just obvious facts. But I haven't talked about the brain box yet. Femons work on feelings, emotions, which actually makes a lot of sense if they're the breeders, looking after the children. Males, on the other hand, work on logic, generally speaking, and males have good problem-solving skills. They can invent, build, and these differences doesn't make femons or males better than one another. It's just that they're different. They have different strengths. But because of the feminist movements, we started hearing very loudly, femons can do anything a man can do, and they can do it better. And it's obvious that that sort of saying came from a femon, because it certainly isn't logical or factual at all. In fact, it's quite delusional, which unfortunately is where most modern femons live. There may be a place or a planet somewhere in the solar system that's true, but it certainly isn't on Earth. Males generally are built and are better at mostly all sports. That's why their sort of sports are segregated to male and femon. If a femon soccer team played a male soccer team, 95% of the time the males would win. Femons wish that wasn't so, but you can't change facts. And that is the reality of it. It's amazing to me to see femons out there today all trying to be men. And femon's hatred towards men is, well, the worst I've ever seen. They actually really despise men, as if it's the male's fault, the way nature has built them. Of course, nature's plan was that they made two humans, with different strengths and weaknesses, each with a different purpose. But together, they make a whole. But femons don't need no man today. At least, so they say openly. And I'm not sure whether they just hate men, or they actually hate themselves quite a bit. They're certainly not very happy people at all. Oh, some people may say, it's just the war of the sexes, been going on years. It's not just the war of the sexes, is it? Femons want to remove men from everything and replace them with them. And we see how disastrous it has been. And of course with femons it's always the male's fault, even if they fail at being a strong, empowered femon, because they completely refuse to take any accountability. Males work a lot better under stress than femons do, because femons are emotional. It's not a minus, it's just a fact. A lot of femons have tried to make masculinity a dirty word. It's toxic. Of course, if you take a look at everything in a logical perspective, feminists, activists are probably the most toxic thing on the planet. Because it's destroyed the femon's ability to be feminine, as nature intended, and basically tries to turn them into a masculine male, the thing that's supposed to be so toxic. And for me, being a male still, there's nothing worse to see than a femon trying to be a male. And because I'm old school, the other way round as well. You go against nature, and you pay the price. Femons very rarely sacrifice themselves for the greater good. They're not generally heroes. Males are. Nature has given femons naturally the ability to attract a male. But the modern femons have destroyed all that, and that's why a lot of them are alone and will become cat ladies. It seems that feminism isn't destroying the males, it's destroying the femons. And males are versatile, they've had to be, and they have adapted and stepped away and will survive. And now I'm going to go for a walk in Cement City to contemplate what I've just said, whether it meant something or it's just a lot of bollocks. You take it easy, guys.